Hello everyone, today I will tell you about the anime This Hero Is Invulnerable, but very cautious. Happy viewing! The anime begins with the very young goddess of healing Ristarte living in the world of the gods. To become a full-fledged goddess, she must save the world called Gyabrandu. To do this, she summons a hero from Japan named Seiya Ryuguin. Seya appears in the magic circle and wins Ristarte's heart. The prospect of risking your life to become the savior of the world to Seya is not very interesting. And the beauty of the young blonde goddess does not impress him. After persuasion, Seya nevertheless agrees to go save the world from destruction, but on the condition that he will have time to prepare. The hero turns out to be very careful. Soon Seya finishes training, he has new abilities. Ristarte opens a portal and they are transported to another dimension. There, a cautious hero buys 3 sets of armor and many weapons at once. From local residents, the heroes learn that a strange living slime lives outside the city. Seya decides to destroy her. He uses several types of weapons. Feeling a strong release of power, a demon comes, the dark heavenly queen of chaos machine. Seya flees. Seya and Ristarte manage to hide in the portal from the dark queen. Seya resumes training. Through the crystal ball, the chaos machine communicates with Ristarte. She threatens the heroes with the destruction of the locals if Seya and Ristarte do not come to her. Ristarte is in a panic. However, Seya is in no hurry to help civilians until he finishes his training. Finally, he has risen to a new level and is ready to defeat the chaos machine. The battle begins. The forces seem to be equal, but the forces of the chaos machine suddenly increase. It turns into a demon. But Seya also has a new trick ready, his abilities have grown 10 times. And, what Ristarte did not know, he can fly, and he has a magic sword. Seya's victory over the demon turned into the destruction of half the city by hellish flames. The heroes return to the world of the gods. Seya continues to train, but despite this, his level does not increase. Then Ristarte's friend goddess Arya agrees with the god of the sword Circe to train Seya. From the first training, the sword god praises Seya's abilities. But after the 4th training, Seya surpasses his teacher. Circe loses faith in himself and throws away his sword. Ristarte is called to her chambers by the supreme goddess, Mrs. I Sister. She sends Ristarte and Seya to a world that the undead have taken over and where they must meet their allies. The best remedy for undead is holy water. Cautious Seya stocks up with a huge amount of holy water, and the heroes go to the church. There, Ristarte and Seya meet a priest. And with 2 young draconians, descendants of people, dragons, Mesh and Elula. The priest turns out to be an undead, which Seya destroys safely, burning down the church in the process. Mesh and Elula turn out to be the very allies that Seya and Ristarte were supposed to meet in this world. The inhabitants of the city believe that Seya and Ristarte are sent by God to save their world from the undead. The townspeople ask to save them from the undead. Seya decides to go alone to meet the army of the undead. He has the ability to fly and takes to the air. Ristarte does not leave him, she also has the gift of flight. They meet with a column of undead. Seya summons a meteor strike that leaves no trace of the undead. Back at the Seymour Inn, Seya obtains a magic mirror. It shows Mash being held captive by the demon lord Smuggle. Smuggle is going to destroy it in front of Seya and thus take revenge on him for destroying the army of the dead. But Seya created the dimension blade using Ristarte's hair. With this blade, he cuts Smuggle right through the mirror. After going through the portal, Ristarte and Seya find themselves next to an injured Death Mag and a captive Mash. A battle ensues between Seya and Smuggle. The demon lord creates a fire monster. Seya manifests the skill of wave oscillation and turns out to be an ice artifact. He foresaw everything. The battle ends with the victory of the cautious hero. Mash becomes Seya's student and tells him about the dragon's lair, which contains the most powerful weapon against evil. But Seya is in no hurry to get it, he needs to level up first. They return to the world of the gods to continue their training. Masha is taught by the god of the sword, in Elulu by the goddess of fire. Seya begins to train the goddess of war Adenila. The heroes go to the dragon's lair. They come to the dwarven village. The dwarves supply them with torches and show them the way to the cave where the dragon's lair is. There is a portal in the cave, and they are transferred to the village of people, dragons. They meet Queen Livia and learn that the demon lord has subjugated most of the dragon lands. Livia says that the only way to defeat the demon lord is to sacrifice Elul. After Elul's death, the Exodion sword should transform, capable of slaying the demon lord. Elul is ready to sacrifice herself, but Mash and Seya won't allow it. The ceremony escalates into a battle between Seya and Livia. The ruler of people, dragons, takes the form of a real dragon. But Seya has Dragon Slayer and Seeds of Speed. Despite this, it cannot penetrate Livia's armor. But the cautious hero shows cunning and during the battle imperceptibly brought the dragon to the edge of the abyss. Seya throws Livia into the abyss and Elul is saved. And at the exit from the dragon's cave they are met by a crowd of knights. Knights ask for help in the fight against the undead. Together they go to the fortress. On the way, they encounter a horde of giant demons, flies. A battle ensues, many knights are destroyed. In the fortress, they discuss the battle plan led by the captain of the knights, the beautiful Rosalia. Right during the negotiations, Seya gets up, asks Ristarte to open a portal to return to the divine realm and continue training. Rosalia does not like this option. A fight ensues between them, which ends with Seya's victory. Once in the divine realm, Seya reveals that he knows how to defeat the flies. Arya teaches Mash and Elula how to unlock their powers. The goddess of war Adenila, in love, wants revenge on Seya. Mash has advanced in the art of transforming into a dragon. Elula learned the technique of slowing and accelerating the enemy. Arya finds out that Seya is being trained by Midis. She informs Ristarte in horror, reports that Midis is a nymphomaniac and dries up the heroes to the drop. Ristarte runs to warn Seya, but it's too late. A battle broke out between him and the lustful goddess. Seya, of course, won. Seya, Ristarte, Mash and Elulu returned to the tower to see Captain Rosalia. Rosalia went alone to the den of flies and was captured by the main demon Balbobu. The demon with Rosalia rises above the clouds. But Seya can also fly. He aims with a magic bow, creates light birds from magic arrows and hits Balbuba. Then it destroys the rest of the flies. From Rosalia, the heroes learn about the legendary magical armor. With them, you can defeat the demon lord. They decide to return to the Seymour to rest, but find the village destroyed. Their familiar arms dealer summoned a demon, found and destroyed magical armor. To summon the demon, the merchant sacrificed his wife and son. And now he sacrifices himself and calls on the Reaper of the universe. All this for the destruction of Seya. Seya's Reaper is not dealt with and they leave through the portal. But the Reaper appears in the world of the gods. The transition through dimensions is not difficult for him. The strongest gods of the divine kingdom come to the aid of the hero. The Reaper is trying to destroy the goddess of war Adenila. Seya then tricks Valkyrie into fighting him. She only manages to defeat the Reaper by releasing all her power with the Valhalla Gate technique. Ristarte goes to Seya and finds Valkyrie in his bed. Seya says it's part of the training. Ristarte gives Seya a doll made from her hair. They go to Gibrandt. Meet Rosalia's army on the battlefield. The demon calls the warriors to a duel. Rosalia's father, the great warrior, the strongest warrior, comes out and destroys the last heavenly king with one blow. Rosalia's father is under a curse. Every time after the battle, he turns into a baby. The remnants of the demon army are approaching the capital. Seya, Mash and Elula head to the battlefield. Ristarte remains in the capital. Rosalia's father shows Ristarte the cathedral and explains why the gods are endowed with eternal life. He knows a lot about the divine essence. The soul of a god is artificial, while the real soul resides in the divine realm, a place where time stands still. Similarly, the hero, if he is destroyed, will return to his world. He serves the demon lord. He attacks Ristarte, but Seya saw through him and immediately came to the rescue. A battle ensues between Seya and the king. The king turns into a demon. But the cautious Seya calculated all possible options. He takes 2 omnipresent blades and accelerates with the help of Elulu. But the great warrior in the guise of a demon turns out to be a serious opponent. Ristarte recalls that before going through the portal, Seiya didn't say, "The preparation is perfect," as he always said. The demon cut off Seiya's hand, but Seiya continues to fight. He uses the Valkyrie technique, and the demon also loses his arm. Seiya defeats the demon and Rosalia's father becomes himself. But he can't be saved. Rosalia becomes ruler. After this battle, Seiya slept for 3 days. After Seiya wakes up, the heroes decide to relax in a bar or casino. Seiya suggests meeting at sunset. In the meantime, Ristarte, Elyalud and Mash go shopping. In the evening, they return for Seiya, but do not find him. To find out where Seiya is, Ristarte goes to Lady Isister, but finds Arya in tears in her chambers. The friends go to the room where time stops and find Isister there. The queen said that Seiya went to the demon lord's castle alone to save his friends. There is no point in his training anymore. He has reached the highest level for a long time. And he learned the technique of the Gate of Valhalla, which takes away the life force of the one who applied it. Isister revealed that this is not Seiya's first mission and shows Ristarte the past. Arya summoned him 100 years ago. With them were also the magician and the healer Tiana, Seiya's lover. Mage and Tiana died in that mission. Ristarte decides to go help him. Mash and Elyalud go with her. Ristarte opens a portal to the heart of the demon lord's castle. Ristarte finds Seiya just in time to see him using the Valhalla gate. Then he uses the sword Phoenix Break and the omnipresent blade. He eventually succeeds in imprisoning the demon lord in the Valhalla gate. Seiya goes to the next world. The reception takes away his strength. Ristarte tries with all her might to save him, and it seems she succeeded. Everything seems to have ended well. But suddenly the demon lord gets out of the gate. He uses Judgment Zero, a power that can turn every living thing in Gibran to dust. Seiya repeats the Valhalla gate. This time the demon can't get out. But Seiya can't be saved. His body is literally falling apart. Suddenly, Seiya recognizes her former beloved Tiana in the crying Ristarte. After that, this body finally disintegrates and disappears. During Seiya's final battle, Ristarte broke several rules of the gods and must be punished. Her punishment is to save the world that the demons have taken over. And for this, again call on an invulnerable, but very cautious hero. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, like and press the bell so as not to miss new videos. AniMap was with you. Bye everyone.